Peter McCuen Award recognizes a civic entrepreneur, an individual who successfully promotes civic and community involvement. And we're pleased this year to honor Rick Fowler.
I've had the pleasure of working with Rick in both business capacity and in a volunteer capacity. He and I served on the chamber board together, and then I've worked with him on the Community College Foundation. And he really does embody the spirit of Peter McCuen. He has a way about him that excites anybody with whom he's working. He can generate more support for a project in a short period of time than anybody I know.
Well, I came here working with USAA as the general manager of their western region. And so I had the privilege of leading a major financial organization here in Sacramento, where I became involved with many nonprofit boards and wonderful civic leaders, including Peter McCuen, who I idolize. I knew him, I worked with him and many other people who taught me more and more about the opportunities in Sacramento in the nonprofit world. So when I came to the retirement point at USAA, it was my decision to take the things I had learned in business and try to find an appropriate nonprofit to run where I could contribute the skills I had learned in business.
One of the reasons why Rick is so good at what he does is that Rick practices and lives an integrity-driven leadership.
Rick's a very debonair, suave, sophisticated guy. He's a military brass. I think my picture of him was that he seemed to be quite literally upright guy. You know, it's good posture, all the good military things.
Nobody has posture like Rick. Everybody sits up a little taller in the room when Rick walks in, and I think part of that is his military training. He's an Air Force officer.
I would say, in fairness, also his wonderful wife Carol is part of this team, and I'm sure Rick would completely agree that his generosity is amplified by her.
I've lived in 34 places since I've been married, so that means I've drugged my wife around a lot, and we've never lived in any community more than 4 years. Each of us separately grew up in military families, then I had my own military career. I ended up in Sacramento, and that's my first community that I've had a chance to, permanently become a part of, so to speak. And that's led me to want to learn everything I can about how that community works. So I've deliberately involved myself in the areas of government, and I've involved myself in nonprofit organizations, I've involved myself in the business community, and so I've just tried to really embrace the community, and in return the community has really embraced me.